Hello, everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. I hope today we will have a good topic to discuss, and I believe it's very important topic can impact the life of many people. Many years ago, mm, maybe 10 years ago, time go fast. I was having a debate in chat program. It's called Pal Talk, and the debate is about women in Islam. And uh, second day I receive a long message. I used to have my Pal Talk open so anyone can text me, the same as Skype. So I received a long message from a woman. She was going to marry a Muslim, and she was nervous about such a decision. And in her message, she's saying that she entered Pal Talk in her wedding day. She was so nervous, and she's waiting for the car to pick her up, the limousine, which means she will get married like in an hour or two. And she's ready to go, and she decided to go to Pal Talk. And then she's noticed there's a chat room talking about women in Islam, something like that, women right in Islam, etc. And she entered, and she heard the Muslim saying that a Muslim man, he have the right to beat his wife. And we have like this Muslim, he was a little bit honest, so he was saying things kind of how it, like, I mean, the way it is, not a fabricator. So this woman, she sent me a message saying, yesterday there is something very important happened to me. And she told me the story. I never spoke to her. Actually, I never spoke to her even after that. She sent that message and disappeared. And she said she was going to get married from a Muslim, and then she heard the debate, and she told, after she heard that, she called her future husband, and she told him she want to change the date because she is not sure. And she said the second she said that to him, he started threatening her, saying to her, do you know how much this has cost me? Do you know how much I spend money? I'm going to find you. I'm going to make your life miserable. I'm going, to the point he go to like threaten to threaten her life. And she said to me, thank you, because look, I just told him I'm not sure, and he's talking like as if he want to kill me. So what if something happened in the future? So she was saying, thank you, watching your debate yesterday changed my life. Now many naive people, they are driven by emotion. Like God, he created us with emotion, and emotion can be good, but emotion, it can be stupid if it is not wise. I mean, you have to walk together, emotion and wisdom. When I do anything in life, like now, let us say I want to go and I like to visit the old ancient Assyrian buildings in Iraq, but it's occupied by ISIS. I mean, this is stupid, right? Let's say I have emotion. Let's say I am an Assyrian and I want to go there to visit my heritage, but that will be stupid. I have emotion, but my emotion will lead me into, I mean, they will kill me there. This is ISIS territory. They occupy it. Now for sure they are gone. But I'm saying that you should not be a fool by emotion. You have always to think wisely, and not only with Mr. Muslim man, anyone. I mean, it's good to be in love. No, nobody's saying love is good. Life without love is useless. But love, not to the point you are a fool. So now, what is the problem with marrying someone he is a Muslim? First of all, we as a Christians, and I don't know, you guys, the one listening, how many of you is a Christian or not, but as a Christians, we cannot marry non-believer. And there is many verses in the Bible speaking about that in the Old Testament and the New Testament. So when you say I want to marry non-believer, when I say non-believer, I mean non-Christian, you are doing something against the command and the teaching and the wisdom of the Bible. Now for you this is sin, this is not sin. I mean, if you don't care for the Bible anyway, I mean, why you think this is a problem? Then you can sleep around. There's many people, they take off their panty in 2 seconds, yet they claim to be Christians, the same as the Muslims. But that will not make a difference for you if I show you a verse say that this is wrong, right? If I show you that you should not sleep around before getting married, then you will say, I mean, yeah, I agree with it, but I do it. Okay, so this is when we say the Bible says is for those who consider the Bible the book of God, and they are really Christians, not a Christian by name, who don't care really what the Bible says. And the Bible says clearly that you cannot mix between righteousness and non-righteousness. Those who have God and those who have idols, those who have the true belief in the Messiah and those who don't believe in the Messiah. The verses is so clear in the Old Testament and the New Testament. But as I said, if you don't believe in the Bible, I mean, who care for you? I mean, you don't care. There's many people, they claim to be Christians, but she have a boyfriend and he have a girlfriend, and they sleep together. Now all of us, we commit sin. I'm not saying this is not sin is sin, but not a lifestyle. When you make it a lifestyle, then that's mean Christianity is not really your lifestyle too. If your lifestyle is sleeping around, don't claim to be Christian. You're just following you're born of parents, they call themselves Christians, and maybe you go to the church just to it's like a social club. So either you follow the Bible or you don't follow the Bible. If you don't follow the Bible, then you are not a Christian at all. You are just pretending, fooling yourself, saying I am a Christian. And I'm not talking about somebody committing sin and then he regret the sin, because the nature of a human being is he do wrong. But a Christian person, when he commits sin, he say to himself, this is wrong, I will fight it, I will not do it. But you make it as a lifestyle, that's mean you don't really believe in the Bible and you don't care. So the Bible is so clear that we cannot really have mixed marriage. We cannot have relationship between a man and a woman. It doesn't matter who is the man and who is the woman. The man is the Christian or the woman is the Christian. Doesn't matter. As long it's only one side Christian and the other one is not, that is not the case to practice, because the Bible says this is wrong. Now why the Bible is wrong, I mean saying this is wrong, we will go into details, and I will try to explain even for those who don't believe in the Bible anyway, because there's many, maybe they are atheists and they don't believe in the Bible, so the Bible is not a problem for them to stop them from doing such a thing. You see, I made many videos before and I said don't marry from somebody from different culture. As an example, I am an Arab, and to make it simple, I have different culture. You like it, you don't? Well, I am born from the Middle East. My family, my parents are Middle Eastern, so I have different culture. What I can do with it? So you marry someone like me. I am a Christian, not even a Muslim. You marry someone like me, and then you expect to have a perfect marriage. That will happen only if one of us compromise his culture. One of us have to compromise. And how much compromise you do, I don't know. Somebody is born in America, he grew up in America, and he did not really practice his background culture like his parents' culture. Even that one can be still under the influence of his parents' culture. So what about a person he have totally different culture from yours? Someone he believe that a man should not be questioned why he did beat his wife. You cannot question the man. So we are talking about not only a culture thing, we are talking about things beyond, beyond your expectation. So I wish I can play this video for you. This is made by Channel 4 in England. They recorded people secretly, in their like investigation, and the Muslim sheikhs all over says the man he have the right to beat his wife. This is the Quran, chapter 4, verse number 34. The Quran says beat them. So what the problem? If the Quran says beat them, then you can beat them. So when you marry from somebody he believed that a man he can beat you, then obviously we have a totally different mentality. Now in the beginning, when you are in the honeymoon, he will say to you whatever you wish to hear. Like, what do you want to hear? Actually, all men, in order to get to the panty of the women, they say whatever they want the women she like to say to hear. Right? Not only Muslim men. He say to you, I love you. He say to you, I'm crazy about you. He say whatever he say, just to get what he want. But then later the stories will be different. This is what the Muslims believe about women, and this is their holy scriptures. Holy scriptures, in case you do not know, mean that is no question about it. There's no compromise. This is holy for them. So the man is in charge, and by the way, in Christianity, the man in charge too of the house. That will not be the difference. But the difference is what a charge mean. The man in Christianity in charge, that he is the one who sacrificed himself the same as the Messiah. He sacrificed himself to the church. So the Christ, he said, like the man, he sacrificed himself, he gave himself the same as the Messiah, he gave himself to the church. So the Messiah, he made the women equal to the church, and the man is the same as the Messiah who gave himself. So in charge here is not to humiliate you, but to sacrifice himself, which means his number one priority in life is to make his family happy, and his family means his wife, his children, not to think about himself, and he is number one. So in charge in Islam is different. In charge in Islam, women are created as a sexual toys, and the purpose of women is not really to have a family. The purpose of them is to enjoy them in bed. And women, she have to obedience, which is, even the Bible says the women she have to be obedience, but the women she have to be obedience, you know, in the way she choose to be, which mean when you go in a marriage, you say you agree in an agreement that he is the man, I am the woman, and we agree to live in such a life. This is the obedience. It's not about the man, he can beat you. The obedience here is about he sacrifice himself, and I will sacrifice myself too. He do his best, I do my best. He is not better than me, and I'm not better than him. He is in charge, because the man in society, he can do things women they cannot do. In the same time, women, they can do things in society the man he cannot do. So everybody, he have his job. But in Islam, the woman is always has no job except the bed and making babies and doing laundry and cooking for the man. If you see here with me, the Quran says, as for those, the good woman is the one who is obedience, you know. And why the man is in charge of the women? Because Allah, he made one of them excel on the other. So the man, he excelled. How he excel? Because they spend of their property, the money, on the women. So here you notice right away that Islam look down at you as if you are a prostitute. The logic is, why I am excel? Because I spend money on you. And that is not only disrespect, that is far away from what marriage is about. Marriage is not about I spend money on you, because the woman, she is doing her work too. You see, if you go outside and you make money, and she is staying home, but you don't make money, doesn't mean you are better. She can work outside too, and she can make money. But her job inside the indoor is something the man, he cannot do. It's equal, and maybe more important. But Islam always think about the women, that this is what you are made for. You are just a maid at home. You are the one who wash dishes, you feed the kids, you feed the husband, and before he sleep, you do some happy Indian massage for him. Do you understand, guys, what I'm saying? The mentality is different. So if I spend money on you, that's mean you became my prostitute. This is prostitute mentality. Women, she is like a prostitute. You spend money on her, so you expect what? Return. And what is the return? The return, you'll be obedience. And not only that, you see, if you are a maid, of somebody, okay, well, but still the boss, he cannot beat you, he can fire you. No, in Islam, he can beat you. Our obedience guarding their secret as Allah He told them, and then as for those whom you fear rebellion, admonish them and banish them to bed the parts and discourage them. Here the translation, by the way, is very much big fat lie. In different translation they say to you first and second, and they add things which is and some of them they say to you beat them lightly, which is absolutely stupid and doesn't make sense. And we know that it's not beaten lightly. You know, we know the hadith where Aisha, she said a woman, she came to Muhammad and her husband did beat her, like even her clothes became greener than her skin became greener than her clothes. And Muhammad, he took the side of the man against the women, as you see here in the hadith. Now Aisha herself, she affirmed that she never saw any women she is suffering as much as a believing women. Read carefully with me. The women, she came to Muhammad to complain because Muhammad is the ruler, and she said to Aisha, she saw Aisha, and then she was wearing a green veil, and Aisha, she said she showed her a spot in her skin from beating, caused by beating. And it was the habit of the ladies. Look how the Muslim mentality, the habit of the ladies to support each other, which means this is not right, but this is the habit of the ladies. You know, ladies are women, you know, ladies support each other, support each other. So when Allah apostle came, Aisha said, I have not seen any women suffering as much as a believing women. This is summarized for us the life of women in the time of Muhammad. They have no just life. She never saw any women between the Arab suffering as much as who? As a Muslim women, which means Muslim women is the most of us who suffer. I mean, all of you speak English better than me, and I think the meaning is so clear, correct? So a believing women, she suffer a lot. Suffer a lot from what? Beating. And if you read the whole story, Muhammad, he did not even ask the man why you did beat his wife. Not only that, Muhammad, he took his side, and the man, he did beat his wife because the women, she don't want to sleep with him. So Muhammad, he told her, you cannot do that, which means he took the side of the man. He's right, he had to beat you. And he told her, you have to sleep with him. So Islam promote rape, because if a woman, she is your wife, doesn't mean you can force her into sex. But Islam not only force you into sex, the man, he can use violence with you, beat you, and rape you. And this is why you see in YouTube someone like this idiot saying, teaching the truth about his religion, saying a man should not beat questions why he hit his wife. In another video, this Muslim cleric, you know, he's saying Allah honored wives by instating the punishment of beating. You see that you are honored. You are honored. This is not something bad. So if I want to honor you, I will beat you. Any women like that? Who here is a lady like to be honored? You know, we have a lot of honoring followers of Sharia law. They would love to honor you. All right. So Muslim women are lucky to be beaten. This is what this guy is saying. And this guy, he's saying, what's wrong with that? I mean, what's, you know? And not only that, in the video actually, that they were saying women, they like a harsh man. And they say, according to study, Muslim, they fabricate studies. According to studies in England, most of women, they are complaining that their husbands are very weak because they don't beat them. I mean, if you watch the video, you will die laughing. This is a study that women, they are complaining the men are not strong. What happened to them? They became weak. They are not beating us. I mean, the women, they are desperate. Like, why you don't beat us anymore? Like, hello, you don't want to be a man. The fact a man who beat a woman, he is not a man. You see, one of the signs of being a coward is beating someone is less strength than you. Doesn't matter who is he, even if it's a man. Like if you are 7 foot tall and then you go to someone he is 140 centimeter high, and then you want to show that how you are strong, that's mean you are a coward, even if he's a man. So what about beating men, women, and children? A man of honor, he will not do that. So look how they try to justify by fabricating such an argument and a logic. Like how you can, the prophet says, don't beat in her face. Here we go. See, the prophet said, don't beat her in the face. So where you beat her? Beat her in her chest, the same as Muhammad, he did beat Aisha in her chest. Beat her in her ass. I mean, do you see how Islam honor you? The prophet said, don't beat her in the face. So imagine you want to marry someone believe in this, and then you are expecting, and then you see some people, they are making articles about I married a Muslim. Yeah, we just see in a few years what you will say. There is a woman in Paltalk. She used to work in an radio station in England, Islamic radio station. She married a Muslim, and she have from him kids, and they made her convert to Islam, and they used her for many years to speak in the radio station, so she would have fooled many women to convert to Islam, and God knows how many women were fooled by her. And then her husband went to Jordan. He's a Jordanian, and then he started going to Jordan like every 2-3 months. The husband don't work, the wife, she work. She's the one who had the money. Where are you going? To Jordan. Where are you coming from? From Jordan. So it felt like there's something fishy with this Jordan thing. Later she discovered that he married 14-15 years old young child in Jordan. And when she found out, she went crazy and she decided to divorce him, and then she decided to leave Islam and drama. But it is not the fault of the Muslim man, it's your fault. It's you being stupid. They use you, they made you convert to Islam, they made you promote Islam, they made you to fool many women into Islam. And now today you are saying to me you just found out what Islam is about. Well, from the beginning. You talk in the radio station, Islamic radio station, teaching about Islam, but you do not know that the Muslim man, he can have up to 4 wives. He can have up to 4 of you in the same time. He's not cheating according to Muslims. A Muslim, he do not need to cheat in order to sleep with someone else. Islam is religion teach cheating legally. If you do not do it in England, because Islam is not the law of England, he can do it still secretly without announcing the marriage. Actually, there's many Muslim men in Europe, they have 3-4 wives, and then they register them as a single mother, because then she can get the child support. There's no father support. The government will pay, which means the Muslim will have 60 kids, and you, from your tax, you will pay for his kids. There's actually a report on YouTube about a guy, he have many wives in Australia. He lived in Australia all his life for more than 20 years. He never worked for a day. Not even a day. The women, the Muslim women, they get a child support for his children from the government. Everything is for free. Their food, their apartment, their rent, because they are not registered as wife legally. But for them in Islam, it's okay, because for them at the end of the day, the law of the government is not their law. It is a Sharia law. So Sharia law saying that they are his wives, they married in the mosque. So legally he can sleep with them according to Islam. And the government, they have to pay for the children, because the woman, she said, I do not know who is the father. I do not know who is the father. So when you when you talk about I wanna marry, first of all, shouldn't you ask yourself what the word marriage mean? Like you see, guys, here, even in translation, look what the Muslim they say to us. It says here, if you cannot be fair with the orphan, and then they translate saying marry. In Arabic doesn't say marry. There's nowhere in the verse it says marry. It says fankihu. The word inkahu mean F them. F them. And look what the verse saying. I want people to analyze carefully with me. If women who they are seem good to you, okay, by spending from your property, and but what kind of what exactly is that? Like marry a woman, you love her? No, no, no. There's no marriage here. It's just a if in them. If a woman, you think she is good for you, which means she is beautiful, she is whatever. And then look what the Quran says. What kind of women? How many women we can have? It says starting from 2. So if 2 or 3 or 4. If you cannot if 2 or 3 or 4, then you can if 1. And here justice, by the way, is not about being just, it's about being you can afford it. So why in Islam? I will answer you, Kenneth. Why in Islam it says go and if 2 and 3 and 4? Like is it the standard to start with 2? Yes, Islam prefer you to have 2 and 3 and 4, but only it is not likable to have 1. Only the one who cannot afford it, then okay, go for 1. But a good Muslim who is following Allah, he should start with 2 and 3 and 4, because Muhammad, he said he wanna increase the number of Muslims. So marriage here is not exist. This is a sex contract. Now I will go back to the verse. I want to see the question. What if one Christian married to a Muslim woman, then later they have a child is a Christian, later the Muslim women convert to Christianity? My friend, you are describing for me a beautiful story. Most likely is not going to happen. So you are guessing maybe this will happen. What if this is not happen? What if what is the opposite? What if the woman, she was able to make you and your children Muslims? Secondly, who said to you you can marry a Muslim woman? If you marry a Muslim woman, her family, they will do honor killing. Maybe you do not know that, right? Because it's forbidden in Islam to marry a Muslim woman. And here you need to ask yourself, why in Islam a man, he can marry Christian women, but a Muslim woman, she cannot marry a Christian man? Because the law is that the children, they belong to their father. So Islam allow, just for the sake of increasing the number of Muslim, allow the Muslim man to have a non-Muslim woman in his bed, but not because he will love her, but because to increase. Otherwise, why a Muslim woman, she cannot marry a Christian man or a Hindu man? She cannot. You see, if you search in Google, Tunisia just left the ban of marrying non-Muslims, but this is the only country in the Middle East did that, because they are trying to they are under the influence of many European many Tunisian, they live in Europe. So now they decide that this is not right. I mean, so, but this is against Islam. There's many Islamic countries, they made a threat against Tunis. Actually, they threat them, they will they boycott them, they will not buy product from them, just because they decide to allow a Tunisian woman to marry non-Muslim. Why a Muslim woman is not allowed to marry non-Muslim? This is Islam Online. You can search on the internet. So the point of marriage here, obviously, there is something fishy. I can marry from you as a man, but you cannot marry. I can marry your sister, but you cannot marry my sister. Why? Oh, because you are a filthy pig, and then if you marry my sister, you will make her kids Christians. I'm a Muslim, I will marry your sister, and I will make her kids good, which is the Muslims, right? So this is the logic. They are not marrying really. It's a agenda. It's an agenda to promote the number of the Muslims. So you will be naive if you think, okay, well, I'm going to marry a Muslim woman, and then the kids will be. It might be the opposite. Actually, most of the time, it's going to be the opposite, because Muslims are very well trained to attack Christianity, and everything in Islam is based on attacking Christianity. So this woman or the man you marry, he is already full of it. All his life he is hearing articles, Quran, the Christians are bad, the Christians are actually, and here, by the way, you will see the hypocrisy of the cult of Islam. How in Islam it says you cannot take Christians and Jews as a friends, and then in Islam it says, you know, okay, you can marry from them. For the sake of promoting the numbers, they are willing to do so, right? If a Muslim cannot take you as a friend, that means your husband cannot take you as a friend.